Hello guys and welcome back to the close but no cigar of a channel that is the Mr. Smelly 1977 experience. We are going to talk today about 7 great mature smelling fragrances for men to wear during the colder months of the year. Doesn't mean you have to be mature in age, but you'll feel mature and grown up in a good way when you wear these 7 bad boys. Now before we do that, please don't forget, go to myfragrancesamples.com if you're in the USA or Canada and you want a fragrance sample. They have an amazing range. I highly recommend these guys. Link in the description. Okay, so, but the intros are now the outros. So I'm afraid I've done a full 3-minute version of the Phil Collins Super Chat song, Another Super Chat in Paradise. I apologise for that. It's at the end of the video. Let's get stuck into it. You're here to hear about great, mature fragrances, grown-up fragrances, whether you're 20, whether you're 18, whether you're 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70. These will work well for you and have that kind of aura. By the way, if you like it, please subscribe. Subscription's going better this month. Keep it up, guys. Please subscribe, then you get more of this unique content. I am different. Okay, number 1, GUERLAIN Heritage. Amazing fragrance, 1992 release. Main things you get out of this one, a little bit of citrus, but predominantly fantastic woods and patchouli. Very, very rich, grown-up aromatic fragrance. A tiny hint of sweetness in there. Fantastically well put together to give you this really grown-up suit and tie type aura of a masculine fragrance. So it's Heritage, the Eau de Toilette from GUERLAIN. Great prices for this online if you buy this one. It really is very, very affordable. And, GUERLAIN fragrances are absolutely up there with the Chanels and the Diors in quality, but some of them can be gotten for really good prices. So if you want a really fantastic, slightly old school smelling, smells almost more 80s or even 70s than 90s when it was released. Patchouli, woods, a little bit of spiciness in there, and that little GUERLAIN magic. This is a real beauty, so I would check this out, and because it's got that little richness, the patchouli, the woodsiness, a little bit of citrus in the opening, but not so citrusy and soapy as many other fragrances are, I highly recommend this one as a mature man's gem of a fragrance for the winter months. Okay, let's move swiftly on. We're going to mix it up with cheapies and niche and all kinds of things, okay? Royal Oud, next choice for you guys. Listen. Creed Royal Oud. I've talked about Bois de Portugal a lot on the channel, of course. Where's it gone? I was going to show you that one. Bois de Portugal by Creed, still a huge favourite of mine, but I've banged on about it too much. It's my favourite. That works well in winter too, but something that's a bit dated. This one works for anybody, and it won't smell old-fashioned, okay? Royal Oud, the millésime. No one knows what that word really means, okay? But this is a 2011 release. It's actually, to my nose, more fun and more exciting and more intriguing than Creed's Aventus, and it's a beauty. They could have called it Royal Cedar. You won't smell any oud being a pungent, rotten wood popular in Arabian perfumery for centuries. You really won't smell much of that, but you've got citruses in the opening, a little bit of galbanum gives it that bitter greenness, pink pepper giving it this sort of spicy freshness, and a beautiful crisp cedarwood note. It could have been called Royal Cedar. It is one of the most beautiful aromatic woody fragrances you can find. Performance is just okay. It's not amazing. It's so refined and elegant. Don't overlook Royal Oud from the House of Creed. If you can afford it, I think it works great in autumn and in the winter time. I'd wear it. I mean, certainly springtime, I'd wear it too. Seasons don't really matter. Then why are you doing this list, Mr. Smelly? I don't know. Okay, next up, don't miss this one. Fahrenheit Parfum, the Parfum flanker to the original Dior Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette. And this one was brought out, I think, 2013, there or thereabouts. Francois Demarchi. So the 80s Fahrenheit, great fragrance. But this one, a little bit more easy to like. You might not always be in the mood. Fahrenheit's a bit in your face, leathery, fiery. This has some of that. It's got Sicilian mandarin, my favourite kind of mandarin, violet, a leather accord, and vanilla, bourbon vanilla, absolute. Okay, absolutely. I don't know what that means. Can anyone tell me? I should do after this long doing a fragrance channel. Anyway, well, it means they've kind of done a reduction and no, I don't. The essence of bourbon vanilla, something like that. Anyway, it's really, really nice. It's got that charming Fahrenheit quality, that sort of fieriness, that ruggedness is there. I wouldn't say it's toned down, but it's just balanced. It's tethered a little bit, balanced with a bit more of a vanillic thing and something I can't quite put my finger on that's just magical. It's kind of warming, almost kind of resinous, comforting. I imagine maybe sexy. Like if you felt like a sexy man wearing a nice cashmere sweater with a white collar and your girlfriend wanted to like cuddle up with you on the sofa, this could be the smell that would give that kind of vibe. There's something reassuring about this one, and it performs very, very well. So check out Fahrenheit Parfum from the House of Dior. I'm going to go for a cheapie now. JAIPUR by Boucheron. I can't believe this is still available for such cheap prices. Okay, so this basically is citrus with a little bit of spiciness, lavender and vanilla. So it's a bit like Brut by Fabergé. I'm the only person who thinks this, with added a little hint of spice and vanilla, sort of an oriental twist on a barbershop, okay? So it's got that kind of dapper, fresh out of the shower, still fresh and clean. And then it's got this beautiful powdery vanilla with a little subtle hint of maybe something like cinnamon or a few different spices in there. Really, really works well. So lovely vanilla with freshness at the same time. Again, wonderful if you're, dressed up a little bit in the winter time. Fantastic. I've got the Eau de Toilette. The Eau de Parfum is great too. The scent is almost identical, but they're just richer if you get the Eau de Parfum. I've got both. There's not a lot in it. Get whichever one you want to get. It's up to you. So I can't tell you what to get. I get nothing for this. Buy it or don't buy it. I get nothing.
You want to buy it, you buy it. You don't want to buy it, don't buy it. They give me jack shit. Jack shit. Jack shit.
But Jaipur Homme, yeah, very good. Amazing prices online. Go and check it out, guys. It's really rather nice. And look at that bottle design, like £30 or something for a bottle here in the UK. That's bonkers, in my opinion. Okay, here's another niche one. I think only 2 niche in this list. Leather, Colonia Leather from ACQUA de Parma. I think they may have changed the bottle design and the whole lineup here. Mine's a few years old. I think it's still in the lineup, though. Okay, essentially with this one, what you get is the Tom Ford Tuscan Leather Accord. That is called a suederol aroma chemical. That leather accord from Tom Ford Tuscan Leather, plus the citrusiness that you get in some of the classic ACQUA de Parma Colonias and Rose. And you might think, does that work? Is that a car crash? I can tell you it totally works. Of course, Tuscany, famous for its leather industry, so this is entirely appropriate that they've done a citrusy leather combo. It works so well, and it's really, really just very serious. You be taken serious with this. It's not the strongest in projection, and it's quite expensive because it's from their uber upscale line. I think it's worth it, though. Okay, 2 more left. We've got Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum from Chanel. Great Chanel fragrance. Of course, the original Eau de Toilette is great from Chanel, the 1955 release from Guy Robert. Wonderful citrusy chypre fragrance. This is also a little bit citrusy and chypre-esque. It's kind of just richer, warmer. Okay, so you've got bergamot, you've got lemon in the opening. I swear there's some sandalwood, but it doesn't seem to be listed on most sites. There's lavender and there's a nutmeg, a subtle spiciness in this one. So it's just an enriched version, cousin to, but not like the Jaipur where it's just the Eau de Parfum is the same but stronger. It's a cousin to with a slightly different smell, but there's a similarity. It's a bit like this with the original Fahrenheit. It really is charming, grown up, and amazing stuff. So sort of green, bitter, a little bit warming and spicy. Very, very classy and charismatic. Egoist by Chanel. I could have put it in the list, but I wanted to do something a bit new. I only picked this up recently. So glad I did. Now, one discontinued one in the list, just to annoy everybody who can't get it. Versace Man, 2008, I think. Very charming fragrance, this one. This is, again, woody and spicy, a little bit citrusy and fresh and soapy. I think there's some lavender in there. And again, it's actually, there's a sort of weird similarity between Royal Oud and Versace. So everything I said about Royal Oud could almost tiny bit apply to this one, but a little bit darker than that. It's really, really nice. If you can find this, woods, spices, a little bit of citrusiness in the opening, but this kind of dark, kind of almost, I think there's an ebony wood in this. If you imagine what ebony wood smells like, or might smell like, because I don't even know if it has a smell, but it's got that kind of dark woods mixed with a subtle, never really heavy and in your face, so very, very charming fragrance. Check out Versace Man. Last but not least, actually, this is an honourable mention. It is now available, well, no, very, very soon. Depends when you're watching. Norton & Wilson's next fragrance is here, and I will be revealing more on this one in the coming days. It is in my hands. It smells absolutely incredible. John Stephen has created a magnificent, masterful fragrance. This is kind of all year round in terms of the smell, in my humble opinion, but it wouldn't half work well in the wintertime. It's a bit of a power. We may be calling it a powerhouse for the 21st century, but we're not sure. That's a best marketing ploy. Let me know what you think about that. Don't forget my live shows, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Evening time, UK, kind of late night, 10:30 p.m.-ish, about 5:30 p.m. in New York City. Okay, great shows, amazing guests, and hey, if you've got a comment to make in the live chat, please don't forget, if it's worth saying, it's worth super chatting. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I am different to the other reviewers. Vastly inferior, you may say, but different. See you next time, guys. Bye.
I call out to the live streaming chat. Guys, can you help me? I've only got tinned food to eat. Please, can you help me? They keep chatting and pretend not to hear. I don't have any guests yet. I really need you to super chat me. Can't you see that I'm desperate? Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, that would be very nice. Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, I'll be in super chat paradise. Guys, can you spare me 10 quid? And I'll read out what you say. Thanks for your generous support. I really wish you a good day. Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, that would be very nice. Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, I'll be in super chat paradise. Just think about it. Oh Lord, is there nothing more anybody can do? Oh Lord, there must be something you can say. You can tell from the lines on my face and the fact I have no hair. I've been laughed at in every place, but you know that I don't care. Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, that would be very nice. Oh, think twice, 'cause if you super chat me now, I'll be in super chat paradise.